Welcome back to the channel. I often get asked why I end up going to so many trade shows and what do I really do when I go to those shows. The purpose really is not to go pick up a whole bunch of swag or to have really nice dinners, although those things happen from time to time. The real job that I have identified when I go out to trade shows is to look for partners that are solving challenges for our clients' ability to see what is coming out in the market and go spend some time with potential partners. What are the innovations that are coming up? What are the things that they're doing that are going to deliver real value is what I'm constantly on the search for. How do I go about that? Really, it's by prepping for the show, understanding who's going to be there, asking around to the other vendors and the other participants at the show. What did you see that was awesome? What did you see that I need to go make sure I check out? And then taking the time to go truly dig deep and spend some time with each of those partners that are delivering value. I have a 5 step framework that I have built out to understand before we dig deep after I found something that makes sense. The first of which is how long have they been in the market? How stable are they? How much funding do they have? What is their business model? What is it that they're looking for? And how do they go out to market when it comes to kind of longevity? Are they an industry um, veteran that really is looking to solve a problem that they've had while they were on the operational side? Is it somebody that's on their second or third tech startup and they're looking to solve another problem? Did they come in from a different industry and they're looking to get a quick hit because they look at the restaurant vertical and restaurant tech as a huge piece? So step one is really how stable are the partners? How long have they been in market? Is the first thing that I look for. Also, what customers have they've been working with? Have they been working with one or two customers, or are they out looking at, just let me go hit the market and I don't really understand what those things are. I've seen quite a few vendors that come in, they're highly funded, they've got great growth strategies, they've got great ideas, but they don't understand the market, or they're here, they don't find the product market fit as quickly as they'd like to, and they're gone. And sometimes, many times, the restaurants that have partnered with them are the ones that are stuck in a lurch without the ability to solve for that problem any longer. The second thing I look for is how much does their and solution fit the market that we're looking for? How much of a problem are they truly solving for? What is their go to market strategy? Are they looking to, is it defined? Do they understand the type of clients that they're working with? There's 700,000 restaurants in the United States estimated. Some say it's 600,000. Doesn't really matter, but it's a huge total addressable market. But if you don't understand the difference between a fine dining restaurant and a quick serve restaurant that focuses on drive through and speed of service, understanding how to get into those markets, how to talk to those clients. Multi units have something that they need differently than the individual owner operators. So having a good go to market strategy is a big piece of understanding how to get that product out to distribution, because some of the best software in the world sits on the shelf without a go to market strategy that's out there. So I try and understand that. I ask the questions of the founders. How are you going to get to market? What is your ideal customer profile? How are you going to get into these people? Do you have the ability to, is it a product that is going to need to replace an existing product, or is it something completely net new? Are you going to develop a partner strategy? And if you're going to develop a partner strategy, how are you going to find that distribution? So those are all parts of the decision framework that I look for when I'm looking at new tech. Again, some of the challenges that I've seen is when you pick the wrong partners, ultimately it can cost you the business, and the restaurant tours that are out there are the ones that suffer if and when that happens. The third filter that I look for is how deeply are they integrated into the platforms that these potential ICP customers, after they've already identified those customers, how deeply are they going to get integrated? Is it a bidirectional interface? There was a show that I did earlier on the channel about the right type of integrations. I'd encourage you to check it out. But real integrations have deep understanding of what you're trying to solve for. What are the pieces that they are going to integrate with? Are they going to be open to integrating with lots of partners, or are they looking to just go to the largest point of sale providers that are out there, or the largest back office providers that are out there? Who is going to be building that integration? Are they offshoring it, or is it a core part of their business? We all know the pains and sufferings of when they don't understand these things, the integrations aren't deep enough, they don't understand what they're doing for the end user, or they do it oftentimes, hey, we're just going to sub it out to a third party group in some third world country to get the programming done, or they find some middleware that's their entire job is to just look at that. Any of those things are red flags that I look at and go, these people truly don't understand the space. They don't understand the depth of the problem. And ultimately, the customer is going to suffer from that, and the end user is going to suffer from that if, in fact, they don't figure out how to solve it. The fourth filter that I look for is this technology for technology's sake? A common phrase that I use on the channel is tech for tech's sake is dead and not needed, but tech that is solving real world problems is huge. AI is all over the place. Everybody wants to talk about all of these fantastic things that robots are going to do for us, and all of these solutions that are going to be out in the market. But at the end of the day, is it truly solving a pain point for one of three customers? One is the end user, the person that's coming into the restaurant, the person that's engaging with the brand. The second is the operator. Is the operator that is involved in that tech going to make their lives easier? Is it going to make it faster? Is it going to make it better? Is it going to make it cheaper? And then the last is the ownership group that is out there. So looking at that technology and making sure that it's solving one of those three people's problems, or ideally all three people's problems, understanding that and evaluating that when I'm looking at tech partners. Lots and lots of new tech comes out every week. I get inquiries constantly for being interviewed on the podcast about new tech, but I truly look, whether I'm at a trade show or whether I'm going to have them on the show, is this solving a real world problem? Is it something that, if implemented properly and you solve some of these other challenges, is it going to deliver on the results for all three of those constituents? The last filter I look at is, how long does the founder or the leadership want to be in the market? Are they looking to do a quick hit, come in and get out? Because again, they could get huge market penetration and get lots of different clients, but if they're not going to be in the market for the long run, ultimately that is going to hit all three of those constituents and really be a pain point for them. We always see consolidation. I've been in this market for over 30 years. And so the idea that tech is going to stay around for a significant amount of time is hard to come by. But if they're really looking to get in and get out really quickly, or quite frankly, a lot of times I'll ask them, how are you capitalized? How are you funding the development? How much runway do you have before you run out of money? Because if they raised a whole bunch of money in the VC world, they're looking to get out in 3 to 5 years. And if they can't, they'll just shut down the company because they're looking for a home run. So those are my 5 filters that I look for, that really I have to dig in deep when I'm walking through a trade show. And so continuing to understand all 5 of those filters and talk with different people, I would also encourage all of us that are out there, continue to ask these questions. Understand, how long are they going to be in the market? Do they have a stable go-to-market strategy? Is there a go-to-market fit? Do they have a strategy on how they're going to get in front of those ideal customers? Do they have integrations already figured out, or are they going to figure it out on the fly? Do they solve real world problems? And lastly, what is the exit strategy of the leadership and the founding partners? Because if they're not in it to stay here for a long time, I would encourage many of our listeners to stay clear. If you don't know me, my name is Julian. I am the Chief Revenue Officer of CBS Northstar and the host of the Restaurant Technology Guys podcast. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the show. And thank you for listening.